Hello, this is David, and I am here with Trent and Tammy Smith today, and they're going to read you a couple of scriptures. But before that, I've asked them to share an element that points to Christ during this season.
Hello, Grinch.
Hello. Hey, everyone. I hope you are having a great holiday. I hope this month is a really blessed time for you. I know it always is for us. It's always very busy, but it always ends up being very blessed. And, one of the things that we do as a big tradition in our family during Christmas is we do a scavenger hunt for our main gift with the family. And so we have a group that, we get together every year. There's 16 of us. But what's interesting about this scavenger hunt started with my grandmother. So now we're on the fourth generation of people hunting for gifts on my side of the family. And so it's a real tradition where you come to Nana's house and there's a clue on the tree and that leads you to 5 other clues and eventually you find your gift. And the first person to find their gift is the one who gets to open their gift first. And so there's there's this hustle and there's this excitement about it. And there's, this very childlike exuberance that happens and that just fills the house during this time. And in a strange way, I was starting to think about how does that point you to Christ? Well, that for me, if you think about the process, you start this process of the scavenger hunt, you're really seeking that gift. And Christ is our greatest gift. If we spend our time seeking him and going from, you're going to hit a clue here and a clue there, and it's going to lead you to something even greater all along the way. And if you continue to seek him, then, the gifts that you receive are just incredible and they just continue to come on. It's not a once a year thing. It's a constant thing that happens. And that's what he's asking us to do, seek and find. And so that's one thing that, kind of crossed my mind. That's a huge tradition in our family that we love to enjoy every year.
Awesome. It sounds like his presence is your present.
So I looked at the acronym that you sent, David, and I saw, the Christ acronym, and I saw the first one, Carol. And I'm not a big Christmas Carol kind of person, but I do love songs. And there has been one funny holiday song that I've been listening to a lot lately that, it's not your traditional carol, but it definitely has brought me great joy. And it's a song by Carrie Underwood, and it's called Stretchy Pants. And so which is very appropriate for this time of year, but it's all about making room for more holiday food. So I'm just going to share a few lines, like if you haven't heard the song, but she says, my tummy is growling and I've been saving up space and I've got my place at the table. I can't fit no more on my plate. I've got my fork in my hand. I'm ready to stuff my face. So bring on those turkey, the potatoes, the casserole dishes, because I'm not messing around with them buttoned up britches, because I got my stretchy pants on. The song is just so much about making room for more food, more celebration, more joy. And I was just thinking about how that relates to Christ for me. And, because it's about making room, for Christ to come into our messy lives, to this busy time in our lives. It's about making that space for him. So the Stretchy Pants song is, joyful and it's silly. But honestly, for me, I needed that reminder, because many times we put pressure on ourselves for everything to be perfect during this Christmas, to have the perfect meal, to have the perfect gift, everything to just be perfect. And so, Christmas really shouldn't be about perfection. It's about God choosing to come to earth for us imperfect people. We all crave something deeper than food. We can put the stretchy pants on, but we'll eventually get hungry. But Christ satisfies, every hunger.
Wow. I love how you heard that and then it just ran with it in your mind and it made room for Christ, which is, what we all hope for.
Yes.
It's definitely a fun time of the year in our family, all the way around.
All right. So do y'all have some scriptures to share?
We do. So I'll lead us off with Genesis 15, verses 1 through 18. Sometime later, the Lord spoke to Abram in a vision and said to him, "Do not be afraid, Abram, for I will protect you, and your reward will be great." But Abraham replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all of your blessings if I don't even have a son? Since you've given me no children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant of my household, will inherit all of my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir. And then the Lord said to him, No, your servant will not be your heir, for you will have a son of your own, and he will be your heir. Then the Lord took Abram outside and said to him, Look up at the sky and count the stars if you can. That's how many descendants you will have. And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith. The Lord told him, I am the Lord who brought you out of the Ur of Chaldeans to give you this land as your possession. But Abram replied, O sovereign Lord, how can I be sure that I will actually possess it? The Lord told him, Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. So Abram presented all of these things to him, and he killed them. Then he cut each animal down the middle and laid their halves side by side. He did not, however, cut the birds in half. Some vultures swooped down to eat from the carcasses, but Abram chased them away. As the sun was going down, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and a terrifying darkness came down over him. The Lord said to Abram, You can be sure that your descendants will be strangers in a foreign land, where they will be oppressed as slaves for 400 years. But I will punish the nation that enslaves them, and in the end they will come away with great wealth. As for you, you will die in peace and be buried at a ripe old age. After 4 generations, your descendants will return to this land, and for the sins of the Amorites do not yet warrant their destruction. After the sun went down and darkness fell, Abram saw a smoking firepot and a flaming torch pass through the halves of the carcass. So the Lord made a covenant with Abram that day and said, I have given this land to your descendants, all the way from the border of Egypt to the great Euphrates River. So what's significant to me about that verse really is the original covenant was always for the weaker party to walk through that. But yet in this instance, and even now, God chose to walk through there to Abram instead of the opposite way. And so God is making that covenant saying, I know you will never be able to keep this covenant, but I will make sure that you keep it. I'll take all the heat, basically.
He'll take the repercussions when it's broken, and it keeps showing up over and over.
So I have Matthew 12:33 through 37, and it says, A tree is identified by its fruit. If a tree is good, its fruit will be good. If a tree is bad, its fruit will be bad. You brood of snakes, how could evil men like you speak what is good and right? For whatever is in your heart determines what you say. A good person produces good things from the treasury of a good heart, and an evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart. And I tell you this, you must give an account on Judgment Day for every idle word you speak. The words you say will either acquit you or condemn you. To me, this is an invitation to just look in our hearts and ask ourselves, what is there? Is God occupying the space there? What is the fruit of our life like producing? Have we made space for him? If we have, then others will see him. And then going back to the Stretchy Pants song, it makes me think about like putting on my spiritual stretchy pants, and letting Christ stretch me.
Well, that's awesome. Who would have known that stretchy pants
could have had such meaning?
She didn't know she was writing a theological song.